Well, guys, it comes a day when jobs need to be finished. I had to go on a bit of a hiatus to bring a family member to a medical thingy-madoogle. So we are back here, and we're going to complete the drains today because it is time. So I'm gonna try and film this the best I can and try to make it as interesting as I can. This is, if you haven't seen the first video, this is the first time I've ever done this. So don't judge if you're a 20-year veteran and you know far more than I do. I'm just learning, and we will see how it goes. Basically what we got here is I'm going to make a bit of a cistern. First of all, we'll put it back into turtle mode. I got to dig out my cistern a little bit because obviously it poured down here and it backfilled a little bit, natural for stuff like that to do. I have my nice little drain tube put in there. It's feeding off of that drain right there. And I've already buried this in. I need to pack it down. What we're going to do is we're going to dig this out a little bit so we have a little bit of room to put the rock. And then I'm going to start piling rock in it, and I'm going to turn the tube the right way so it dumps into the rock, and the rock will hold the tube in place, and it'll also help diffuse the water into the ground, and my drain tiles will take care of it from there. So that's the plan anyway. We got to do this at 3 corners. There are 4 corners, but 2 of them are tied together, so we have this one to finish because it's almost done. The 2 that are tied together I have mostly completed. I need to cut some sections of corrugated pipe. And then the last corner I haven't even started. So hopefully we're going to get all of it done today. I hope. We got a long bit of daylight left, and we're going to go from there. So I'm going to quickly dig this out, and my first video shows the digging. So if you want to see some digging of this thing doing some digging, it's a Kx057-5. I refer to the first video. This will be more seeing how this looks after we do it. So I have my tractor here to use the bucket. I have river gravel already delivered. I'm going to dig this hole a little deeper. I'm going to dig that hole a little bit out. And first we're going to finish this one and button it up so we'll have that satisfaction getting one done. I have a thing about, I like finishing a job. So I plowed ahead with this one because it was quick and easy and I wanted to get it done. So that's what we're going to do is we're going to finish the job right now. And this should be some really quick digging and some wet dirt. And we'll go from there. And I'll start piling some rock with that girl right there into the bottom, bury the tube, and then backfill all this back over top. So that's kind of the plan. We'll see how it goes. So stay tuned. Now keep in mind it's rained for literally a week straight here. So the tiles, I'm sure, are pretty darn full of water. So what we're gonna do, you can see the tube popping out right there, we're gonna have a foot of rock underneath it. And then so I'm gonna go start getting some bucket loads of rock to put in here. And we'll go from there. One scoopy. Now keep in mind I have this thing idled down so it's as quiet as it can be because you probably wouldn't hear me if I didn't idle it down. So, don't judge the tractor on being literally idled all the way down. Two scoopy. All right. All right, there's 2 scoopies and a little bit of shoveling. So we'll put a little bit more in, a little bit on that side, a little bit on top. Should be good to backfill. Well, here's my theory, guys, and I'm sticking to it. I'm going to use the bucket on the tractor, or on the Mini, just kind of smooth this out a little bit. I think we got plenty in here. We'll move a little bit down here to this corner and a little bit over there. Just use the side of the bucket and really gently move it around. The pipe's plenty deep under there, I think, and we're going to start backfilling. We're going to put the ugliest stuff in first. The topsoil, because I didn't use my head, is some of it's over there and some of it's under here. So maybe we'll dig some of this away once we get it, because obviously we put 4 buckets in here, I think. So we have 4 buckets full of rock here. So obviously that took up the space that some of the clay and whatever crap was down there. You can see the layers sort of. We got like 12 inches of topsoil, and then we're talking mostly sand and clay, which is, I mean, which is kind of common for the location. So we seem to have really good soil. Our yield was really good last year, according to the farmer. The property's yield, and also too, the crop looked really good, and we grow really nice, just natural seeded clover and other kinds of grass here on its own. So you can see the little stubbles all in there that just kind of seeded themselves. We were making jokes that we could have made hay with our naturally seeded stuff. So it's pretty good ground. But anyway, I'm going to smooth this out and we'll see how it looks afterwards. Then we're going to backfill, obviously. Alright guys, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to start putting a little bit of this crappier stuff on top, pack it down a little bit, and then we'll try and dig down to some topsoil and fill it back in with topsoil on top. So stick with me, we'll see what we can do. Alright guys, I'm pretty happy with that. You can see it's kind of filled between 8 and 4 inches from the top, and I've packed it a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and start backfilling it with the blade. We'll probably smooth it out with the box blade on the tractor. So we'll go from there and kind of see how it looks. Kind of learning on the fly here, but we'll see how it works. As you can imagine, doing this requires a couple hands, but I'm going to try and take a video here regardless. Here. It's a little bit slow going as you're have to move to a different spot, but that's okay. It's kind of part of the show, being a creepy crawler here. I'm gonna try and leave some of that muck out of the way here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go like this. Down here. Now I don't want to go too far because this hasn't been packed down yet. And now I think I'm going to pack it in and smooth it out with the bucket of this thing first. And then we'll use the tractor to smooth that whole line out. And we'll see how it goes. Alright guys, we're not quite at the final product yet, but I think I can stand on it. Let's see. I packed it in. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, so this needs to get packed in here. This is pretty soft up in here because I haven't packed this yet. My plan is, I'm sorry I just jerked the camera really hard. I'm gonna use the back blade and the bucket to smooth this out. I'm gonna pack it down with the tires of the thing and the tractor, and I'm gonna move out of the way of the extra dirt because we're gonna have extra. We'll use it for something else, but I think we're getting there. This is this is the first one I've really completed, and we'll move on to the next one, and then we'll dig the new one before the day's over. So, thank you for staying tuned. Definitely gets a little bit heavy for the tractor, so we're gonna keep, what I'm trying to do is just kind of start smoothing it a little bit. Then obviously it's going to pack down as we go. We're going to use the actual box blade on these next passes. I think. Here, I'm going to get back to driving, and that just because, well, it's okay. What's the worst that can happen? Final last words, right? Oh. Hold on. Getting a little low. All right, I'm going to focus on, well, let's get out. What we're going to do is, being that that is still really soft, how do we want to do that? How do we want to do that? How do we want to do that? Hi, sweetie. What we'll do is we'll cross it where it's not as deep, and then we'll drag through it, is what we'll do. So I'm going to set that up. Water is a very powerful force, and it went ahead and made me a nice little slipway. Look how pretty that is. So what I'm going to do right now is I need to grab the extra 50-footer, and the 50-footer is being used for parts, basically. Look how nice that slipway is. Isn't water amazing? So that nice little elbow will go right there, somewhere right there. And we're going to cut a nice little piece to hook to that. Whoops, my hand is out of the picture. And then we do the same thing down there, and I take my shovel and clean out a couple places because I didn't do it perfect. There's 2 high spots I can see right now. It is what it is. I did the best I could. And then we're going to start filling in. We may use some of that because I have plenty of it to bury in here. Just, I don't know why, just because we have plenty of it. But we're going to backfill the dirt back over top of this, and then we're going to make the same little drainage, little cistern down there. And the other thing is we're going to do, like I said, we're going to do the same thing here at that gutter. So I need to cut another piece too. And this is like 12 foot. So I'm just going to wheel it out and use it as its own tape measure and cut it as is. And then I just got to clean up the spillway down there with the excavator, and then we'll start piling rock back in. And we'll be off to the races. Now, keep in mind, there's a lot of head on this. I mean, it's 16 foot up from the ground, plus we have all this. When it's raining, water is going to want to come out of this downspout. On top of the draw from that one draining, I'm not too worried about perfection here. The most important thing is our cement will be right there, and you can already see where, well, naturally you have a little bit of erosion right there from the dripping water. We absolutely do not want to have water up by our foundation. So just by our pilings, which is our foundation, and then our cement on top of that. So we are going to be basically getting the water as far away from the building as is reasonable. As you can see, that's what I did. And if it's not perfectly perfect, like I said, I'm going to go in there with a shovel and just do it by hand. There's a couple, like I said, a couple little high spots. We're just going to bury the thing down in the trench a little bit deeper. We're not going to make too big a science project out of this because, like I said, the head on this of the water flowing down is going to force the water out of this thing. So not too worried about it, more worried about just getting completed so that we don't have our foundation getting eroded, and then we'll go from there. So that's what the plan is for this side, and then we do that corner right there. That'll be today's last project, but hopefully I can crank this through. I brought a box cutter, and we're going to get to work. So you guys are going to be along. I know it was a little bit more fun to do the equipment. I sure enjoyed that. But this is going to be a little bit more monotonous, and I think you guys can... It's pretty self-explanatory that we're going to slide a tube in there. There's a nice little teeth in there. That corrugated tube literally hooks right into the coupler in the same way it hooks onto the coupler there. So this is not rocket science, so I'm probably not going to bother filming this. I'll film it when I get it done. So then we'll start backfilling. So that'll be exciting. There's a lot of backfilling that's about to happen here. So lots to do. All right. Again, thank you for watching. I know I keep saying that, but I appreciate all of you guys taking the time to watch. And when I see the watch hours rise, you have no idea how proud I am and how happy it makes me. So thank you all for doing what you do. And I also am I don't have cable. I just watch content on YouTube, and then I have Hulu and Amazon Prime. And unfortunately, we still have Netflix, but there's a couple shows that my better half likes to watch on there. So what I'm getting at is that I watch a lot of YouTube, and I'm really happy to give subscribes and likes and watch time to content creators that are awesome. So there's lots of them out there. My inspiration in a lot of ways has been the Just a Few Acres Farms. That guy Pete is just awesome. I really like him, and I really love his content, and it's inspired me to do the farm. and try to be a little more self-sufficient. And if we have extra, product, then win-win, right? So, yeah. But there's just tons of wonderful creators, and I'm not considered a wonderful creator, but I'm trying to learn to do better. So anybody who takes the time to watch this really makes me proud. So thank you, and take care of yourselves, and I hope you're enjoying. And if this is going to help you on a project that you have to tackle, then, well, I hope it does. So thank you for watching. All right, because of the drop, it gets pretty wet down there. Found that out the hard way. T's on. We're hooked up here. I'm going to put as much slack as I can so I don't have it pulling on the downspout. I'm going to go get the Mini, clean this up, get it ready to go, and then we'll start tacking this thing down. What I might do is take some rock, because I have extra, like I said, and tack it down the quarter down there. And I may wait till we do the rest of the spots, and I may put some rock in here to tack it down too, for reasons of it'll be easier to dig the rock out probably than dirt. If anything, they ever need to be modified. So we'll go from there. It definitely gets pretty low here because, you're talking 3 foot down. You can see the additional layers. Gets pretty soft in there. But we got to dig. That's a little high right there. And then obviously our spot over there is a little bit high. So we'll get there, guys. Keep working on it. All right, guys, so I think I'm going to do is I'm going to start phasing the rock in right here. Then we'll obviously put a bunch right here. And I'm going to put a little bit right there. Whoopsies, my hand got out of the picture. A little bit right there where the T is going to be because of how soft it is there, just to help it a little bit. I figure it might pack down a little bit and keep things a little bit happier. We're draining right there, obviously, into the, little T right there. So it got a little bit moist over time. We're at a deeper level here and we're not wet. So the main issue is really the water coming in. Obviously, it kind of goes without saying. So it's not that the water table was that high. It's really just back up from the flow. So I'm going to go grab some rock. First of all, I'm going to move some dirt out of the way here. Oopsies, I did it again. Move some dirt out of the way here so I can get the tractor up to here. Then we're going to put a little, get dirt out of the way, put some rock there. Sorry, my hand again is in the way. Rock there, and then rock right here. Then we're going to cut the new piece. So I've got the T set up to run from the, the corner of the barn. Then we need to have the other piece that'll run like this. Then we're going to ditch her somewhere like this. So we're going to put a layer of rock down, hold it up. Then we're going to put the pipe in. Then we're going to start backfilling rock on top, especially over here because this will have the most drainage. So what I'm thinking is we terminate the pipe somewhere in here, but we'll still have rock here so that this whole L-shaped shape is rock to allow the water to diffuse into the ground. So that's my theory. See if it works. But first I got to get some dirt out of the way. So we're going to do that first. Okay, it's 32 degrees or less. It's cold, the dirt's cold. We're making progress. See the rock piled in there? That got that leveled off. I brought it up here because we have sand built up really high here. Put some rock where it's transitioning back into dirt. I do have to shimmy this around a little bit. Sorry, my mouth is getting cold, so I'm talking funny. I got to shimmy around over there and pull some through. But yeah, I think we're on par here to keep putting in more rock. I like this little bit of a buffering in here. I might keep on doing that. I got plenty of rock. I think I'm going to keep putting a little buffer in as we go. I really like that setup. So, considering how much water this junction will be handling if I've ever sprung a leak, that way we don't have it just, gushing down into the ground. I like the rock, so I think we're going to stick with that theme. I'm going to pull that out of the way a little bit, go down there and shimmy this back over a little bit, and I might put some rock down the other end and tack it in place so it doesn't keep moving around. But we're going to cut this off eventually and start piling rock in there, and this side will be done. Well, guys, my phone's about to die, so I'm going to go charge it, but I'm going to make this last installment before I keep filling. We got that tacked down. We have some river gravel built up in here. Now we're going to fill this in with a couple scoopfuls, terminate the line, and start burying it. And we're going to do a bunch of gravel to hold the tip in place, just like we did over there, right there. Whoops, in this area. So I think we're on the right end of this. I'm probably going to have it terminate past where the dirt is, so that it can't erode into the dirt. So I'm thinking about halfway out into here. So I'm gonna go get some scoops and plug in my phone. So hopefully this turns out to be a nice video. I'm trying, guys. Take care of yourselves. Thank you for watching. Okay, guys, after a little bit of finagling, should be good to go. That rock is just tacking it down for right now so it doesn't jump around. But I'm gonna start backfilling this, filling that in to hold that down. We're gonna use a bunch of rock down here, I think, just to prevent erosion issues, because this will be carrying the load of a 100-foot long span of water. So, you know, twice the water here as it does anywhere else. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill her in. All right, guys, I'm tired. Gonna have to walk down the line, fix a couple things. There's a couple low spots, a couple high spots, but I'm gonna fix that with a shovel. One there, one there, one there. There's a low spot right there. And then we'll start filling her in. So I'm tired. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm hungry. I'm tired. It's cold as heck out here. We got that buried in down there. This is tacked down with some rock, and then I'm gonna fix the couple high spots, couple low spots, and we'll start backfilling. Well, guys, this is as bundled up as it's gonna get tonight. We have it all backfilled in. It obviously needs to get smoothed out, cleaned up, extra stuff removed, but right now it's backfilled. Other than, of course, right here. We'll get to that. I mean, it's almost all backfilled. Just close enough. Good enough for tonight. I'm cold. Time for dinner. My better half has her online college class tonight, so I'm going to go back and do dad things. And thank you guys all for watching. I think it came out pretty well. It looks good. We'll just smooth this right out and give it a nice little taper. I'm thinking about putting probably some, river rock around the perimeter when it's done, so that around the outside, maybe 4 foot of it, looks nice. And then we'll do grass, potentially some, but we will probably be using this kind of parking area to do, other things. It's not going to be decorative grass. It's probably going to be grass that I can use to bale into straw. So yeah, turned out pretty good. We'll bury that nicely, get around to that. I got to do the last corner today. I didn't have enough time, but what time got used for other things today were worth doing. With a farmer who farms it stopped over, and me and him talked, which was good. Good guy. So there were other things that happened today that took a little bit of time. We got plenty of river rock to use for the last spot. We'll have a little bit extra, but I'm sure we'll find a use for it. Yeah. So this is my little drain. I hope it works well. I'm sure it will. Like I said, there's 16 foot ahead on that. I really can't believe it's going to have a hard time draining. So yeah, thank you guys all for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe if you're interested in this sort of thing. I really appreciate all of you guys who do that, and all of you guys who watch. Have a wonderful day. See ya.